On a sultry July night, the rain danced upon vibrant soil, infusing the air with earthy fragrances. Gu-yu, lost in dreams, awakened to realize she was no longer in her studio. Surrounded by elegance in a lavish villa, her name echoed alongside another, Su-yue. As she gazed at her reflection in a designer gown, confusion and intrigue enveloped her heart. Where was she, and what did it mean? Chapter 1. Became the mortal enemy of the heroine. Black Moonlight. On a summer night in July, the sultry air was wrapped in the cold rain, showing a little moisture. The rain pattered outside the window, and the rain fell on the vibrant soil. The fragrance of vegetation floated into the room along the half-open wooden window. Gu-yu's long hair was slightly curled, and her long eyelashes were trembling slightly. She was lying on the table covered with fashion design drawings, with a half-read novel open on her phone, accompanied by the pleasant sounds and breaths. She slowly felt sleepy and closed her eyes unconsciously. Then, Gu-yu felt waves of light and shadow blurring in her sleep, and beautiful scenery shuttled back and forth. At this time, she did not know what this meant to her. When the dream came to an end, Gu-yu rubbed his eyes and got up from the table. What gradually became clear was a completely unfamiliar scene. Where is this? This is not her studio. Gu-yu is keenly aware of this. She looked around and found that she was in a gorgeous and brightly lit villa. It was getting late, and there were only faint lights from the wall lamps in the courtyard outside the house. The rain was more unbridled than before going to bed, with heavy pitter-patter patterns on the smooth floor-to-ceiling windows. Gu-yu stood up from his chair with a sense of trepidation. He looked around and saw many personal art photos of female celebrities hanging on the wall. Two of the photos caught Gu-yu's attention. She took a closer look and found that the names Gu-yu and Su-yue were clearly written on the two equally gorgeous but different photos. Gu-yu, Su-yue. Gu-yu frowned slightly. Why is this name so familiar? Wait a minute. Aren't these the names of the two heroines in the novel I'm reading recently? Gu-yu's heart was thundering, and he turned around in disbelief and saw his own appearance reflected in the floor-to-ceiling windows. Wearing a high-end black dress from a top brand, Gu-yu's tall and slender figure was outlined with cool and smooth lines. The silk with watery texture hung from the shoulders to the calf, revealing the white and exquisite ankles. Gu-yu's gaze gradually upwards, and he saw a cold and pale face, with slender and raised eyebrows, and his lips were lightly pursed into nice and neat lines. This cold face was very similar to Gu-yu's. She was a little surprised when she touched this familiar face, and felt confused. Gu-yu's reflection showed a face imbued with aggression, a stark contrast to her gentler original visage. Confusion clouded her thoughts as she traced the outline of the girl in the mirror, realizing she was ensnared in the narrative of a ruthless character in an ABO novel. Haunted by jealousy and betrayal, her tragic fate awaited unless she could rewrite her story and escape the impending doom. It's just that Gu-yu's original face was gentler than the one in front of him, without such aggression. What's going on? Gu-yu gently raised his trembling hand and touched his face. From the huge floor-to-ceiling mirror, he could see the photo wall behind him, reflecting the girl's gorgeous and flamboyant face. Am I wearing a book? Gu-yu quickly realized what happened. She couldn't help but feel cold. Gu-yu is the vicious female supporting character in the ABO novel Her Secret, that she randomly opened because she was too bored while designing clothes. Because she was jealous of the heroine Su-yue, she committed too many evil deeds. In the end, the evil Su-yue was designed to be burned alive in the show. Her death was gorgeous but tragic. Gu-yu shivered, but she is not from this world, let alone the eldest lady of the Gu family who has done many evil things. There is no reason to bear all the consequences for Gu-yu. She does not want to take the blame. Gu-yu is in a terrible mood now. She stayed up late last night to work on the client's dress design, but when she woke up, she was inexplicably pulled into the book. Didn't she just not become a member? Why should she be punished so badly? How decisive Gu-yu was when she turned off the membership button that popped up on the reading screen. She regrets it now. Let her go back. Can't she immediately charge up this broken software now? The main reason is that she didn't read the content behind the membership. She only learned about the tragic end of the vicious female partner Gu-yu with the same name as her through the reader spoilers below. She didn't know the details at all. What's the difference between this and taking a cheat sheet during the exam and finding out that the content written was the previous sentence in the exam? Don't mention how terrible it is. It's completely different from the original sentence. Gu Yu is helpless. Life is not easy. Gu Yu remembered some stories about the characters by the author of the original book. The heroine Su Yue was originally a wealthy daughter and had a close relationship with the Gu family. However, due to an accident a few years ago, both Su Yue's parents passed away. Gu Yu's mother felt sorry for her, so she took her to her and raised her as her own child. Not long ago, Su Yue transformed into an Omega. She was extremely beautiful. She had many suitors in the book. Every alpha would be attracted to her unconsciously. Gu Yu was killed by the combination of her and these suitors. She was really hurt by the original owner. Gu Yu couldn't help but hold her forehead. She really wanted to grab the original owner's shoulders to wake her up and tell her loudly,